on with what took place on Playoff Sunday yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And we kicked it off with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's the 7th seed. They were in the sea of Memphis to take on the 2nd seed Memphis Grizzlies. There's a lot to take away from this game. One of the main points to take away, as you can see here, John Morant on to play 30 minutes in this game because John Morant got injured. And I would get to the injury along with 2 other injuries that happened in another game all in one. But yeah, John Morant played 30 minutes, none in the 4th quarter. That's pretty significant. Okay. He did finish with 18 points, 6 boards. Jaren Jackson Jr., 31 points, 5 boards. Need more rebounding from Jaren Jackson Jr. because his counterpart, Anthony Davis, 22 points, 12 boards. Not to mention the man has 7 freaking blocks. 7 blocks by AD. To go with 3 steals. Let me get his full stat line. Anthony Davis, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 7 blocks. Anthony Davis played like the defensive player of the year. While the most presumptive defensive player of the year, Jaren Jackson Jr., he gave you 31. He gave you only 5 points. You need more rebounding from Jaren Jackson Jr. He gave you 2 blocks, 1 steal, 4 assists. Now, lucky enough, it was only 3 injuries and not 4 because Anthony Davis was injured. He said he couldn't feel his arm and he couldn't move it, which was a scary sight, but he did come back and finish the game, which is very good to see. LeBron James had an ordinary game, if you ask me. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. To me, it was an ordinary game for LeBron James, which is a scary thought to even say like that because you see the final score, Lakers 128, Memphis 112. That's because the Bryants of one, Rory Hachimura, came off the bench and gave the Lakers 29 points off the bench. 11 from 14 from the field, 5 from 6 from 3. The game that was let Hachimura shoot. Hachimura made the Grizzlies pay. And once he got done making the Grizzlies pay, and it was time to bring the game home for the Lakers, Austin Reeves, as you can see on the screen, 23 points, 8 from 13 from the field, 3 from 5 from 3. Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves combined for 52 points. 19 for 27 from the field, 8 for 11 from 3. And that's how you shock the 2nd seed Grizzlies on the road in Memphis, Tennessee. Without LeBron James being LeBron James, with Anthony Davis being a monster on the inside that he was defensively. D'Angelo Russell had a bounce back game, 19 points with 4 rebounds and 7 assists. But it was the Austin Reeves, Warrior Hachimura show for the Lakers, and that is a scary sight, especially if we don't know the status of John Morant going forward. The other game that I need to get to involving injuries, as you can see here, the box says Lakers out-rebounded the Grizzlies by 11, 45-34. 11 blocks by the Lakers. 11 blocks by the Lakers. Okay? Let's put a ball on that because the other game we need to get into is the Miami Heat taking on the Milwaukee Bucks up in Milwaukee. You see the final score 113 and 117. Here's what you need to see. MVP candidate, Finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11 minutes played. 11 minutes played. He basically played 1 whole quarter. And he was done for the game. Just like that. Just like that. You're talking an MVP caliber player. Gone after 1 quarter. Surely enough, even though it's not in the box, if you look at Tyler Hero here, 19 minutes. Basically a quarter and a half, and he is out for the remainder of the game. He might be out for the remainder of the playoffs. He's out for the remainder of the season, but we'll get to that in a bit. So 2 more injuries to add to John Morant. That happened in the Memphis game. Nevertheless, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo combined for 57 points, a total of 18 assists, and 14 rebounds. As it was that type of game by the Miami Heat that overcame the Giannis-less Bucks, while they lost Tyler Hero. Shout out to Jimmy Butler, 35 points, 11 assists. Bam Adebayo 22 and 9. You need to get more rebounds for Bam, but Chris Middleton did everything he could, 33 points, 9 boards. It just wasn't enough. You need more from Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday only gave you 16 points. He gave you seven boards and 16 assists, but he had a terrible day shooting. He only 6 for 18. That is literally 1 for 3 from the field. That's 33% from the field, Jrue Holiday. We need better. We need better possession from Jrue Holiday on that one. Brook Lopez, 10 points. We're gonna need more from you because you're not a 10-point scorer. You're more of a 15 to 20-point scorer because we seen you put on stupid behind games when you put on a show. So we need more than 10 from Brook Lopez, depending on the situation from Giannis. We need more from you. But the culture, as Miss Joy D'Angelo said on the Twitter space yesterday, shout out to Sports After Dark, the culture showed up and the culture got it done. Because you also got 18 from Kevin Love off the bench, along with 15 from Caleb Martin. That's 33 points off the bench right there. The Bucks got 21 from Bobby Portis. It just wasn't enough. You need more. You need more help, especially if Giannis is not going to be fully ready for Game 2, and I doubt it. Nevertheless, but you need more. And moving on to the team statistically, 3-point shooting, 60% from the Heat, 24% from the Bucks. That's not going to cut it, and everybody knows that. Points in the paint, 62 points in the paint from the Heat. So the Bucks 46. That is not Milwaukee Bucks basketball. If you have seen the Bucks basketball since Giannis has been there, this is not the Bucks basketball. The Bucks are known, and I do mean known, for dominating inside. They dominate inside, and they can then, when it's time to hurt you from the outside, they hurt you from the outside. But getting outscored in the paint by 16 points is not Bucks basketball, and I'm pretty sure Mike Budenholzer knows that. He probably told the team that is not our basketball. We don't get outscored in the paint like that. That just doesn't happen. One main reason you didn't have Giannis, by the way. I will say that. So speaking of Giannis, let's go to this point right here. You see three stars, 2 superstars, and an all-star caliber player in Tyler Hero, all injured on yesterday. Start off with the biggest one, which is obviously the MVP candidate in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo was ruled out for the remainder of Sunday's game, 130 to 117 game, lost to the Miami Heat with a lower back contusion, the team announced. Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer said after the first round matchup that Antetokounmpo had an X-ray that came back clear, which is good. Very good. Budenholzer said, quote, "We'll monitor him and see how he wakes up Monday. It's going to be a day-by-day process. Lucky enough for them, they don't play till Wednesday. Game 2 is not until Wednesday. But, yeah, you could tell Giannis he was hurt. He was hurt, okay? He was definitely hurt. And if they got to go a game without, now they have played games without Giannis and they have won, but we are in the playoffs, so Chris Middleton got to keep doing what he's doing. Jrue Holiday got to be that dude. Brook Lopez got to be that dude. Bobby Portis continue doing what he's doing. And the Bucks should get past the Heat, regardless of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo do it. Because the Grizzlies, the Bucks have that team that can beat them without Giannis. They really do. It's just a simple fact. Are they going to do it is the question. Now, John Morant. 10-minute man of ESPN. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me shout out to Jamal Collier for ESPN, who wrote that article that I just read on Giannis. Now we're going to Tim McMahon for ESPN about the John Morant injury. Morant's Game 2 status is in jeopardy after Grizzlies loss. Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant shouting in agony as he ran off the court holding his right hand midway through the fourth quarter of Sunday's Game 1 against the Lakers. X-rays were negative, but Morant described his status for Wednesday's Game 2 as in jeopardy. I'm in a good bit of pain, Morant said after the loss. It is that's another one. Morant hurt his hand again when he slammed onto the court with 5 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter as the Grizzlies were down 4 points as he fell after charging into Lakers big man Anthony Davis. Pretty much John Morant and Giannis Antetokounmpo were both injured doing the exact same thing. Anthony Davis tried to take charge on John Morant. John Morant gets injured. Kevin Love tried to take the charge against Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis gets hurt. Same exact play. Two superstars injured in both scenarios, which pretty much kind of dampened the games in a way. Because once John Morant went hurt, but just under 6 minutes to go with Grizzlies down 4, you can feel the energy from the FedEx Forum leave. But that's John Morant we're talking about. When Giannis left just before the end of the first quarter, you felt the entire building in Milwaukee drained because we're talking a 30-point, 13 rebounding guy leaving the floor. And if you recall, the final score in these both games is a big difference. Lakers won by 16. Miami won by 13. Now maybe both Warrior teams still win the game in Miami and the Lakers. But how close are we talking about? Does the Memphis Grizzlies actually lose by 16 and John Morant is still on the court? Do the Bucks get beat down by 13? Ew, Giannis is still in the game. It's just questions we have to ask ourselves. And then we get to the other side of that Bucks game, the Miami Heat, when Tyler Hero. And for this one, we're going to shout out Jamal Collier again. You guys wrote this one. Heat guard Tyler Hero breaks hand in Game 1 versus Bucks. Miami guard Tyler Hero broke his hand while diving for a loose ball during the second quarter of Sunday's Game 1 win of the Milwaukee Bucks. Hero crashed to the floor after he was unsuccessful in trying to chase down a loose ball during the final minutes of the first half. He stayed on the court until halftime, but was in clear discomfort, holding his right hand while on the court before attempting a three-pointer with 32 seconds remaining. Once he missed the rim badly on the shot attempt, Hero went in pain. Before the start of the third quarter, the Heat announced he would not return to the game. Hero scored 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting in 19 minutes. Even though the Heat was able to do so, word came around that Tyler Hero had broken his hand. That is a tough loss for the Miami Heat. You're talking about a former 6th man of the year who can come off the bench and go for 30 whenever he feels like it, because he is that type of shooter. A sniper from 3. But nevertheless, the Heat did get a big win because despite losing Hero, Jimmy Butler stepped up and my body did his thing. You got bench production from Kevin Love and Caleb Martin. But these injuries, man, it's going to be interesting to see how the Memphis Grizzlies adjust without John Morant against this Lakers team, where Anthony Davis is being a man amongst boys on the defensive end, and you have Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves putting on shooting performances out of the blue. And then for the Bucks and Heat, how long is Giannis out? We know Tyler Hero is out for the series, so who's going to step in his spot? Is it Duncan Robinson? Is it Kyle Lowry? Does Eric Spoelstra do the unthinkable and go with Caleb Martin in that spot? Does he insert Kevin Love in that spot? Let Jimmy be the 2. Kyle Gavis be the 1, Jimmy be the 2. Okay. You put Bam at the 5 and Kevin Love at the 4. These are questions that I have to ask. But nevertheless, this is painful to watch, very painful. Okay, very painful. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, because we do have 2 more games to get into. A series, not just a game, a series that I am looking forward to is the Los Angeles Clippers against the Phoenix Suns. And those of you who remember, if you go all the way back to the first initial episode of Shooting Lights Out, I had the Clippers and the Grizzlies meeting in the Western Conference Finals, and I had the Bucks and the Celtics meeting in the Eastern Conference Finals, with the Clippers and the Bucks meeting in the NBA Finals. Not a good start from my Bucks position because we lost Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we don't know for how long. However, the main thing is people came at me because I picked the Clippers in 7 because I stuck with my preseason picks, okay? I did not change my preseason. I stuck with it when I could have went the other way. I stuck with it. I said Clippers in 7, 115 to 110, despite not having Paul George for this series. The Clippers take home court advantage from the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant, 27 points, 7 for 15 from the field. 9 boards and 11 assists. The man almost had a triple-double in his first game with the Suns in the playoff series. Torrey Craig, 22 points. I surprised him 22 points because Torrey Craig don't go off with 22 points whenever he wants to. That was surprising to see. DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, 8 boards. That's not a good sign. Chris Paul, only 7 points, 11 boards, 10 assists. Devin Booker, 26 points, 10 for 19 from the field. You see what Kawhi Leonard did over there? 38 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. But, we can talk about Kawhi Leonard, but what about Russell Westbrook? Now, all y'all gonna look at it, man, that man went 3 for 19 from the field. That man was shot terrible. He shot the Suns back in the game, all this stuff. But do you see the 10 rebounds? Do you see the 8 assists? And by the way, that man had 2 clutch free throws. He made 2 clutch free throws. He defended Devin Booker in crunch time, blocked his shot, and threw the ball off of him. He generated 2 to 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession for the Clippers. But y'all gonna look at him being 3 for 19. Yes, it was one of the worst shooting performances I ever seen Russell Westbrook had in a playoff game. 3 for 19. But when you come up with 11 boards, it says 10, but I think they updated. Double digit in rebounds, 8 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals, bruh. Give that man credit. Remember when I said earlier about the New York Knicks doing game-winning hustle plays? That was Russell Westbrook for the LA Clippers. Russell Westbrook made the game-winning hustle plays in crunch time. The ability to let Kevin Durant get a good-looking shot. The ability to block Devin Booker and throw the ball off Devin Booker to make it Clippers ball. To create multiple offensive possessions by going for offensive rebounds and making 2 clutch free throws, even though you struggling from shooting the ball. He only took 6 3-pointers, okay? He took 6 3-pointers and made 1. So you take the 3 points out, he was 2 from 13 from the field. If you take out the 3 points, Russell Westbrook was 2 for 13 from the field. Now, we're going to talk real, because this is what we do here on Shooting Lights Out. We talk real ball. We talk real basketball here. This man is 2 from 13 from inside the arc. And yet, when it was time for him to hit the free throws, he hit both free throws. He put both free throws in the hoop. If you want to give him slack about his shooting performances, you better give him credit for what he did outside of shooting. Because his tenacity, his energy, his hustle plays is the reason why the Clippers got home court advantage right now. Okay? Now, we're going to love Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard became that dude. 38 points. 13 from 24 from the field. 3 from 5 from 3. We know what Kawhi Leonard brings to the table. We understand that. So we're not going to take nothing away from Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, he came that dude. He was that dude, okay? But we're not going to sit here and just blow up Russell Westbrook like we always been doing. That's not going to happen. Russell Westbrook gets credit for this game here. His hustle, his energy is the reason why they took home court advantage from the Phoenix Suns. And you might not like it because you want him to shoot better. Fine, that's all well and good. But you are not going to deny that Russell Westbrook played a major role in the Clippers still in home court advantage. Now, let me get back to the Phoenix side because I heard a lot of people talk about Kevin Durant. He played like ass. He was terrible. The man almost had a triple-double. Okay? That man had 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. Now, if you want to say he ain't played good in the fourth quarter, say that. Because that's really what you're saying. When you say he played ass, you're talking about the entire game, which he was not. Now, if you want to say he played ass in the fourth quarter, say that and I'll get you. I'm with you. Because in the fourth quarter, he was not aggressive in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, Durant was not looking for a shot in the fourth quarter. Now, to be fair, and to be completely fair to Kevin Durant, ever since he joined the Suns, he hasn't really been shooting the ball like that. I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you because I looked at his time with the Suns, the 8 games he has played when they was 8-0. I want to say, what did Kevin Durant really do with the Suns since he's been there? Okay. In his first game against Charlotte, he only took 15 shots. Against Chicago, he took 10. Against Dallas, he took 17. Against Minnesota, he took 18. Versus Denver, he took 15. Against OKC, he took 21. 14 against the Spurs. 18 against the Nuggets again. And then he only took 15 against the Clippers. I mean, if you want to be fair about it, Kevin Durant took the amount of shots that he normally takes. Look at the shot selection. 15 from Durant. Okay? 12 from Torrey Craig. 16 from Ayton. Chris Paul only gave you 8, which, I mean, we all know Chris Paul should be shooting somewhere between 14 and 15 shots a game, to be quite honest. Devin Booker only had 19. Devin Booker only took 4 more shots than Kevin Durant. Devin Booker only took 4 more shots than Kevin Durant, but we're going to focus on Kevin Durant because he is the name of the team. But it is not his team. It is Devin Booker's team. This ain't the Golden State Warriors. When Golden State told Kevin Durant, dude, if you need to take over, take over. You have the green light to do what you need to do. Because you know why? You're not going to help off Steph Curry. You ain't going to help off Klay Thompson. Because they're the Splash Brothers. You're not going to help off of them. Because you know if you help off of them, it's over. That's why it was so painful to see Kevin Durant go to Golden State. Because you have 3 lethal shooters who can shoot from inside and outside with no problem. You ain't helping off any one of them. Draymond Green is a terrific playmaker. You can help out Draymond Green, but Draymond Green know how to make plays with the ball. And you don't want to center on Kevin Durant. So don't compare the situation with Golden State to the Phoenix Suns. It is 2 different organizations, and they play ball in 2 different ways. With the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker is the man. Chris Paul is the floor general. Okay? DeAndre is not the type of big man that he should be. Because if he was, maybe the Suns actually won game 1. He is not, Embiid. He's not Giannis. He's not the Joker. That's not who DeAndre Ayton is. He's a solid big man. Okay? To me, DeAndre Ayton is just a better offensive version of Clint Capella. That's pretty much what DeAndre. Clint Capella is good at offensive rebounding, playing defense. DeAndre Ayton is good at scoring the ball. Outside of that, them 2 pretty much, you can put them 2 in the same category to me, if I'm being completely honest. DeAndre Ayton ain't that dude. It's Devin Booker. Kevin Durant literally went to Phoenix and told Devin Booker he's that dude. It's not Kevin Durant. It's Devin Booker. If you don't believe me, I can't remember. I don't know if it's. I think it was. I don't know if it was against somewhere between the Chicago game, the Dallas game, and the Minnesota game. One of them games, Kevin Durant literally looked at Devin Booker and was like, "Dude, you're the man." Because Devin Booker was going to defer to Kevin Durant because Devin Booker's trying to figure out how we going to work this out as well as Kevin Durant. No, Kevin Durant's like, dude, this is your team. You go. Kevin Durant did not go to Phoenix to take over Phoenix. He went to Phoenix to be a part of Phoenix. Now, if Devin Booker, Monty Williams, and Chris Paul go to Kevin Durant and say, Kevin Durant, we understand that this team belongs to Devin Booker. But for this playoff run, we're going to need you to be that dude. If they have that conversation, then we're good to go. But I don't think they had that conversation. I think the conversation is play ball the way that we've been playing ball. Devin Booker's the man of the team. Kevin Durant, you do what you do best. You do you. But Devin Booker is that dude, and this is his team. That's why Kevin Durant has 11 assists. Now, if you want him to take over, let's say you want him to take over, but it's not KD's team. So KD wasn't looking to take over. Until Monty Williams, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul had that talk with Kevin Durant, I expect Kevin Durant to play like he played yesterday. Be efficient from the field, make the correct play, and if it's time to go, Devin Booker, you take over. Until they have that conversation, you might get more of the same. I'm just throwing that out there. Now let's get to the team stats of this game. As you see here, really ain't much of a difference. Phoenix shot better from the field. Clippers shot better from three. About even on the free throw battle. Okay, Clippers slight edge in the rebounding. It wasn't really much difference between the two. It's just game-winning hustle plays made by Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Clippers, creating multiple offense possessions. As you can see here, the offensive rebound, 15 for the Clippers, 6 for the Suns. There's your difference right there. Game-winning hustle plays by the Clippers led by Russell Westbrook. There you go. And then finally, the only team to not get close to 100 because the Hawks scored 99, so they was like a point away from 100. Outside of that, the only team not close to a goddamn 100 is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they got dispatched. I mean dispatched by the Denver Nuggets, the 1-8 matchup. Nikola Jokic, 13 points, 14 boards, 6 assists, and he fouled out. Nevertheless, 13 for Aaron Gordon, 18 and 11 for Michael Porter Jr., 24, 8 and 8 from Jamal Murray, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope gave you 15. All the starters from Denver scored in double figures, led by Jamal Murray, and they beat the brakes off the Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite the fact that Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns combined for 23 rebounds, Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic combined for 25 rebounds. The 2-7-footers got out-rebounded by the MVP candidate and the third best player on the team. While Jokic and Porter combined for 31 points, the 2-7-footers of Minnesota combined for 19 points. Anthony averaged 18 points, 6 for 15 from the field. Minnesota, y'all in trouble. I'm just gonna put it like that. Y'all in trouble. Y'all just in trouble. I don't even care. Look, the league blew up to 32 at one point in time. That's how bad it was. The same thing that happened with the Hawks. The league blew up to 32 at one point in time. And that game gets the Celtics. Y'all in trouble. Y'all is just in trouble, okay? It is what it is, all right? It is what it is. All right, another quick break here. And then when we come back, we're going to get you ready for Game 2 across the playoffs.